Before my mom passed away, she said to my sister and me, if either of you ever gets bullied, the other one must never show mercy and get justice for each other no matter the cost. So when my sister, who'd been my only family for 18 years, offended the young master from Beijing's elite circle and was beaten to death on his private yacht, I didn't cry or throw a fit. I just did two things in silence. First, I found out that the young master's one true love was Serena Liu, the CEO of Liu Group. Second, I did everything I could to become Serena Liu's personal assistant. At midnight, I helped the stumbling Serena Liu to the presidential suite at the end of the hall. The woman beside me had drunk far too much that night. A faint flush colored her gentle, beautiful face. I pulled the phone out of Serena's bag and dialed the number pinned to the top of her contacts. When the call connected, I deliberately made a small noise. Sure enough, the man on the other end of the line snapped instantly. Serena, where are you? Is there a man with you? He kept asking, frantic with rage. I hung up the phone at the perfect moment. Everyone in the elite circle knew how madly Jasper G was in love with Serena Liu. They'd grown up together, childhood sweethearts. Even though Serena was cold and reserved, always keeping other men at arm's length, she still had no sense of security. She'd never let any man get close to her since she was a kid. When you love someone that much, you care that deeply. If she lost him completely one day, she'd probably lose her mind entirely. And that's exactly what I wanted. Now that I deliberately stirred up this misunderstanding, I knew he'd come bursting through the door in a rage within half an hour. After that, I wet a towel in the bathroom. When I walked to the bed, I saw Serena was still fast asleep. I leaned down gently to wipe her face. She truly was the untouchable flower of Beijing's elite circle, with her exquisite features, stunning face. What man wouldn't be drawn to her? But that's not what I wanted. I pressed a little harder with the towel. The woman frowned, then opened her eyes. When she saw who was in front of her, her eyes instantly turned cold and sharp. She immediately grabbed my wrist. What are you doing? Ms. Liu, you drank too much. I just joined the company not long ago. I didn't know where you lived, so I had to book a room for you upstairs from the banquet hall to rest. I was worried you'd be uncomfortable sleeping like this, so I wiped your face with a damp towel. After hearing my explanation, Serena's expression softened slightly. She frowned slightly and took a breath. When she lowered her eyes, her gaze landed on me by chance. Right at that moment, frantic knocking sounded at the door. Get the hell out here right now! You dare make a move on my woman? You're tired of living, aren't you? Ms. Liu, Mr. G can't know I'm in here. We're a man and a woman alone in a room. No matter what we say, Mr. G will never believe us. If he sees me in here, I'll lose my job, please, I'm begging you. Serena frowned and gave a silent nod to my request. I breathed a huge sigh of relief and rushed to hide in the bathroom. I stared at myself in the mirror, the pale look on my face vanishing in an instant. The door opened, and Jasper G stormed in, seething with rage. He scanned the room only to see Serena alone. The fire in his chest died down a little. Serena, are you okay? I had a few too many drinks at the banquet tonight. Who upset you again? No one, I just came to check on you. You're just so incredible. If I don't keep an eye on you, someone's gonna steal you away one day, and where will that leave me? Serena let out a helpless little laugh and threw herself into the man's arms. You know exactly who's in my heart, don't you? In all these years, have I ever so much as glanced at another man? I'd never seen her look so gentle since I'd joined the company. It was clear she really loved Jasper G. You need to rest up after drinking too much. I'll leave you alone now. With that, he turned to leave. But the next second, a loud crash came from the bathroom. Jasper G's brows furrowed into a deep scowl instantly. Who's in there? He immediately started walking toward the bathroom. In that split second, Serena stood up and walked to his side, wrapping her arms around him gently. I was about to take a shower just now, so I turned on the shower. It must have fallen off the holder. How could I not believe you? I'll leave right away. Don't be mad. In front of Serena, the usually arrogant young master was actually this humble and obedient. I curled my lip into a cold smirk. The more he cared about Serena, the more I was going to make him suffer. With a sharp click, the door closed. Serena's cold voice spoke again. I stepped out carefully, barefoot. I deliberately turned on the shower earlier, soaking myself half to the bone. Ah, Ms. Liu, I accidentally knocked the shower earlier. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. Are you scared of him? I pressed my lips together tightly, my Adam's apple bobbing up and down. I hesitated, like I was holding back what I really wanted to say. I'm terrified of losing my job. This job means everything to me. Thank you for what you did today. I won't disturb your rest any longer. I'll take my leave now. With that, I hurried out the door. When I got downstairs, I was just about to pull out my phone to call a ride, when Serena Liu's signature black Maybach pulled up slowly in front of me. Mr. Gu, the CEO asked me to drive you home. I froze for a second. Then I pulled the door open and got in. After tonight's little performance, I was sure I'd caught Serena's attention, but she'd always been an enigma. Incredibly shrewd and calculating. I couldn't let my guard down yet. In the days that followed, I went about my job calmly, doing exactly what was expected of me. Even when I saw Serena, I was just as respectful and distant as always. After I walked out of Serena's office one day, I ran straight into Jasper G. He immediately developed a fierce hostility toward me, because he just realized there was a handsome man working right by Serena's side. I'd never had any doubts about my looks, and those looks were a huge threat to Jasper G. So every time he came to the company, he made my life a living hell. He ordered me around to buy him coffee, deliberately spilled water on me, ruined my documents, and made me work late into the night. I never cared about these childish little tricks, and I never said a single word about them to Serena. But every time he bullied me, I made sure Serena saw it by accident. That night, after Serena finished her meeting and left the office, she passed by my desk and stopped in her tracks when she saw me completely focused on my work. Something flickered in her eyes, but she didn't say a thing, and walked straight out. A smile tugged at the corner of my mouth. Jasper's behavior these past few days had already planted a thorn in her heart. Now I just needed to add fuel to the fire. The next day, I'd barely sat down at my desk when a hard slap landed across my face. The force sent me crashing to the floor, my cheek burning with searing pain. Jasper's furious, vicious snarl rang out from above me. Today, I'm gonna teach you exactly what happens when you cross me.